What's up, guys? Beanster's Palms here. Hope everyone is having a great night. As you can see right here, this palm tree is no longer in its normal pot. I have planted it in what looks to be a trash can, and it is. So, went to Walmart, bought a trash can for roughly like 20 bucks. Pretty much exact 20 bucks, because I knew I wasn't going to find a pot any bigger for it without having to pay a lot and without having to take that palm to the store just to size up the pots. Anyway, this is what last year, that palm tree right there outgrew 3 pot sizes. It started off in a little pot. I don't know if I even still have that pot. Probably don't. But it was a small, I would say maybe probably 5-gallon pot. And it went from that. Well, actually, I take it back. It actually went to 4 different pot sizes last summer. So, and now towards the end of last summer, I've really been slowing down the pot size growth. But anyway, it went from this size, and then it went to this size. And the only reason I got it was because it was a little bit taller, as you can see, by another 2-3 inches. So I got this pot, and I didn't want the diameter of the pot to get any bigger. So these have the same diameter, just one's a little taller than the other. That's the only difference. And the palm that I have behind my wall, the one that I got from the nursery, I originally had it in this big tall pot as well, but I removed it and had to plant it in the ground because it rooted it out. And the problem that I did with that is I didn't plant it at the very bottom of the pot, so that's kind of why I had to plant that. But you can see that palm right there was inside that gray pot. Anyway, now that I've been learning on how to deal with the pot sizes and slowing down the pot size growth, I resorted to, I really was wondering, what can I use that would be big yet cheap and that would last a long time to where I won't have to worry about repotting it again. You know, that would last me a couple years, maybe even 3. So I really started thinking, and I was like, you know, a trash can. I was at Home Depot and I was looking at pots yesterday, and then I thought, there's a gray, I brought a tape measure with me too. I saw a gray Brute trash can. I'm like, oh my gosh, as stupid or crazy as this sounds, it would work. The size of the diameter was basically the same, and the depth of it was perfect. It would have lasted me a good while. But then I thought, well, I don't really have the money right now to be buying a big old trash can for roughly $30. So I figured 31 bucks on top of dirt and everything else that I would have needed. So I figured, I looked around a few stores online, checked Walmart, and I saw their trash cans that they had. So again, sorry about the traffic. Even if it's late, we still get the idiots who drive through here with the worst cars in Albuquerque. But anyway, so yeah, I went to Walmart and I was measuring how I was measuring my pot for my original pot for the palm tree, and then I was measuring how much space that would take in this trash can. So I figured, and I was really measuring how much space do I have to where I can keep upgrading the pot size. So I have right now about 11.5 inches, leaving about half an inch from the tip of from the top of the trash can to the bottom, to where the base of the trunk is now. So that's about 11.5 inches right now, almost a foot. So it's about a foot, but I want to leave about half an inch so the water doesn't spill over. So figured, okay, well, I'm gonna plant it. It was a 16-inch pot originally, and now there's about maybe 3 to 4 inches below it of pure dirt. So, and I still have tons of space. So I'm assuming if this palm tree it has a lot of space now to grow and root out the pot. So I should probably get to the end of October or beginning of October, sometime mid-October. I should be able to get to that time to where it will need to be repotted again. And I'll probably repot it another 2 to maybe 3 inches more. And then I'll keep doing that. I should only have to repot this about twice a year, I'm hoping. I'm hoping because within 2 years, that can kind of give me an idea of what I'll need to get next. More than likely, I'm going to have to get a bigger trash can for it by then. But I'll burn that bridge when I get to it, because there's still a long ways to go. Now, I know a lot of you probably watching kind of thinks this looks stupid, it's dumb, it's whatever, but really considering on where it was before and considering how much I've looked for pots that would fit this palm, this was the best thing that I could get. And yeah, it's a trash can. Yeah, it doesn't look the greatest, but if you think about it, it does provide a lot of good uses. Now these petioles that are currently on here are resting on the top of the trash can. So once a windstorm comes or something, they're not going to be getting broken as easily. They're not going to really have any issue because they're going to be resting on the top of the trash can. And then I have my old wheelbase that I got from Walmart. It's a Better Homes and Gardens wheelbase, but I modified it. They put the cheap plastic wheels on it that would break, like for an office chair, but they're like much cheaper. So I went to Harbor Freight and I got some really nice wheels that can support 90 pounds each. So I don't know if I'm maxing out the capacity, but that's what I have on there right now, these rubber wheels. And it's all metal. The whole thing is really heavy duty and solid. So, now I can literally move this anywhere in my yard, and it's super easy because I have the handles, so I can just grab on it and pull it wherever I need to. So that's very convenient. And for as fast as this palm tree is going to grow, I know it kind of sucks right now because you can't really see the trunk, you can just see the top. But within a couple months, I would say a few months, the top of the trunk is already basically at the top of the trash can. So it's definitely going to get big, and it's definitely going to surpass that right away. A lot of this growth is eventually going to die. And once it starts pushing out a bunch of fronds, and if you go on my Facebook channel, on my Facebook page, Beanster, EL space Beanster, you'll be able to see my old palms and how this palm has looked when it was first brand new, when I first got it in Las Cruces, to where it is now a year and a half ago. And you'll see how much different it looks, so opposed to now. So like I said, really didn't want to go this route, but for the money, for the price, and for what it was, where I couldn't find any pots, they only sell pots so big without getting to a ridiculous amount. I figured a trash can would be actually a really good idea. It doesn't look the greatest, but hey, for what it is, can't complain, especially for it only costing $20 and another 10 in dirt. Plus I had some extra dirt at home, so I didn't have to go out and get some more. Now you're probably wondering, why am I doing this? Why am I putting a palm tree in a trash can and just keeping it in a pot, strictly in a pot? Because, and I'm answering that question right now, I'm not sure how long I'm going to be at my current house, and I'm really wanting to keep this palm tree as long as I can, to where I can actually keep it portable, because there's nowhere in my yard, there's nowhere around the area that I would be able to plant this. And palm trees, Mexican fan palms, don't really survive in Albuquerque. So the thing is, I want to be able to have it to where I can take it in, but yet have a big tree. And I would, but then you're involving another heat cable I'm having to bury, another box I'm having to bury. And, you know, my father really doesn't like, my dad really doesn't like boxes. You know, he doesn't even, he wasn't even really happy when I had boxed up that pond back there, but without that, you know, it would have died. So he didn't even like the fact I had a heat cable. But the thing is, you know, that's really the only way that you're gonna make a Mexican fan palm survive out here. So I had no choice but to do that. So, you know, I wouldn't want to do it. I wouldn't want to do another one, and I definitely wouldn't want to plant it in the back. I could have planted it in the back, but as you can see, there's a thick layer of rock, a big rock on top of gravel, and that gravel is at least a good 2 feet above the soil line, and all that dirt back there is so compacted, it's really hard to dig. I had a hard time putting that other palm tree in there, so I figured, well, okay, well, I'm gonna try and keep this in as long as I can in a big pot, and I'll deal with moving it. I'll figure it out. I'll figure out what I'm gonna do when I put it in the house for the winter. But the nice thing too, I don't have to worry about the cats messing with it, because the cats really like to mess with my palms when I brought them inside, and especially this one. So now I don't have to even worry about that. Peace of mind. And even if they try to do it, they're gonna get hurt by these thorns. So yeah, they're not gonna be messing with it anymore. So yeah, if any of you are having, this is kind of like a video, you know, if you guys are growing palm trees and you have the problem that I did before was I planted it in a big pot to where I put all the dirt at the bottom and filled it up to the top. Every single pot I put it in before. But I realized, no, don't do that, because the more you keep changing pot sizes, the sooner you're gonna have to put it in the ground. So I was able, luckily enough, to stop it in time, and to slow down the pot size growth by keeping it in the same pots for those ones for a long time, and the gray and white one that I had. So you know, and now I got smart by putting it in a trash can. So, you know, yeah, not the prettiest thing, but you know, at the same time, it isn't really that bad, and there's a lot of benefits to having it in a trash can most people wouldn't think about. So yeah, anyway, this is kind of like an update on how it looks right now, and hopefully, and I'll be doing more reviews on it eventually later in the future once it starts growing more. We're getting to 80-degree weathers now, so you know, all the trees are really starting to bud right now, so it's going to be a very hot summer, I'm assuming. So definitely going to grow a lot, but there's probably about 1 inch or 2 from the original root ball between the walls of the trash can, so there's probably about 1 inch or 2 there. So definitely has a lot. That palm was already rooted out, gonna probably get root bound soon, so I needed to do it, but especially in a cost-effective manner. But anyway, that's how it's looking. So feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know what you guys think of this, or think if I made a good decision. I think I did. I think I made the only decision I possibly could. But you can even see how much light those lights reflect off the house. Looks pretty good, you know. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, what your opinions are on this, and feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and we will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.